What's up, guys? Peace. Let's talk about and discuss Smackdown for March the 3rd, 2023. This was a decent show. We kicked the show off with the Bloodline. So, Roman gets on the mic, tells Washington, D.C. to acknowledge him. Out comes my boy, Cody Rhodes. So, Rhodes gets in the ring, and he says, contrary to what Mr. Heyman may have told Roman, Cody's not here to invade or engage in reckless negotiations. Reckless negations. He's here to have a conversation with his WrestleMania opponent, one-on-one, man-to-man. Cody sees no reason for Reigns' compatriots here, unless Roman feels like he needs them. So Roman then tells Heyman to tell Solo and Jimmy to leave. So Heyman whispers a few words to Reigns' ear, while Solo is staring a hole through Cody. So Reigns tells Heyman to tell Solo and Jimmy to leave. So Reigns asks Cody if that makes him feel more comfortable. Reigns says, let's get more comfortable. He says Cody might not like this, but he's going to do it anyway. So Reigns drops both titles on the mat and leaves them there. Then Roman asks Cody what he wants to talk about. Cody replies, fair enough. Cody says he wants to talk about Roman. He brings up his 915-day title reign. Cody goes on and congratulates Roman. Cody says for some, Roman has been this impossible mountain to climb, but that's kind of the thing. But that's kind of Cody's thing. Cody brings up his WWE past, and he mentions AEW in this, saying that, his little indie show, referring to he did with his buddies. It was a nod to All In, so it gets a little pop from the crowd. He says that he kept punching the goalposts when they moved. He says to some, Reigns may be impossible, but not just to Cody. My bad, just not to Cody. Yeah. So Roman, he laughs and says Cody's good, like he's been practicing and rehearsing this all week. It's flawless. Roman asks if Cody's ever won that one. He points to the WWE title. Reigns asks Cody if he's even competed for one of these titles or even been in a WrestleMania main event before. Damn. Roman has, and that makes him the most experienced WrestleMania main event of all time. Roman says he's been groomed since he was a kid, not just by his own father, but by Cody's father as well. So some fans chant. Roman says he's not done with the story. Roman brings up Dusty Rhodes, but he says he's got too much love and respect to put him down. Roman says they spent a lot of time together. The dream really helped him and put him over. So Roman gives us a little Dusty impression, really good. Recalling when Dusty told him that he had it, they called it and talked about how Roman could be the face of WWE. He says that Dusty was the best, and he really was. Reigns asked if Cody wants to know what Dusty used to say about Cody. He said nothing at all. Damn. Roman says Dusty may have talked about Cody to others, but when Roman was around, it was like Cody didn't exist. Roman wishes that Dusty were here right now. He knows Cody misses him, but Reigns misses him as well. So Roman puts back his titles on on his shoulders. Roman says Dusty isn't here anymore, but just know this. If there's anything Dusty didn't teach Cody, Roman would teach it to him. Damn. So Cody laughs, and he says he's not even playing on the same field. This isn't chess. Roman didn't send Heyman to Raw to get into Cody's head. He sent him to convey the real life situation and to tell Cody the truth. But if that's the truth, that one of Dusty's fabled kids is better than Dusty's actual kid, then the truth is Roman is the son Dusty always wanted, and that changes absolutely everything, because it's not about just a dream or an urge or a want or a desire or some story that needs to be finished. This becomes a necessity. Cody says Roman, he doesn't exist, but Cody has to exist, and the only way he can do that and exist is by beating Roman at WrestleMania. So Cody then says, absolutely, Roman, sir, champ, may the better man win. So they shake hands, and that was it. I thought this was absolutely phenomenal. This was absolutely phenomenal stuff here. I love this. We need more of this. I am sold for this match. I am sold for this. Absolutely tremendous. Tremendous. This is great. I am hyped up for this. I get people think, oh, well, it's just 4 weeks. But you can actually tell a story within 4 weeks. You really can tell a story in 4 weeks. You actually can, if done right. And this was perfect. And you got to realize, Roman's playing a dual role here. He's having to deal with getting the bloodline in order and deal with Cody at the same time. So Roman's trying to hold everything together. So people have to understand that. And people have to understand this and realize that Roman is going to lose both titles at WrestleMania. That is why Cody is there. Roman is not going to hold the title for 1,000 days. Get that out of your damn heads. It's not going to happen at all. Period. When Roman loses the titles, same with the Usos losing their titles, the bloodline is over and done with. Yes, you can still do the story and still continue the story, but the bloodline as we know it, holding all the gold, will be over and done with. And at that point, you wouldn't need gold to tell the story. You wouldn't. First match of the night. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley wins via a inverted cloverleaf, which was really cool. So I do like that. I love how Wade Barrett said on commentary, now Rhea has another move in her arsenal. Charlotte has the natural selection and the figure eight. Rhea has the riptide and the inverted cloverleaf. And I like that. That was really good stuff there. So this is great. So we're backstage. So Paul Heyman, he's talking about Dusty Rhodes. So Roman asked my bad. Let me start over. So Paul Heyman was backstage. He was talking about Dusty. When Roman, he asked Jimmy if he's talked to Jay. Jimmy says he has. So Reigns asks him what's going on. Jimmy says, you know how Jay is. He just needs some time. Roman asks, how much time? Jimmy says he spoke with Jay this morning, and he's doing better than yesterday and the day before that. But he will let Jay. He will let Jay know. So Roman says that he's running out of time. He's running out of patience. Jimmy says he'll let Jay know. Roman says he's not running out of patience with Jay. He's losing patience with Jimmy. Damn. So Jimmy nods and looks concerned as he says that he'll let Jay know. And then he dips out. So Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley, they're backstage celebrating. So Santos Escobar, he walks up. He interrupts. And Dominik asks if there's a problem. So Santos says Rey Mysterio should have punched Dominik in the face last week, but he understands why Rey couldn't. But Santos can. Santos says Adam Pearce agrees with him, so he's going to go teach Dominik a lesson in respect tonight. Santos says he's going to get to the ring right now, and if Dom is half of the man he says he is, he'll meet him out there. Hombre to hombre. And then this is really cool right here. Santos blows a kiss to Rhea and walks off. I thought that was really cool right there. Next, Santos Escobar versus Dominik Mysterio. Towards the end of the match, Rhea gets involved. She does the riptide, and then she hits Escobar in the head with brass knuckles, which sets up the frog splash from Dom for the 1-2-3. So Dominik wins. So that's fine. Really cool stuff here. Post-match was great. Really good stuff here. Dom, he takes the stolen Rey mask that Rey gave to Santos. So Dom then rips that to shreds to an extent, starts ripping it up. This pisses Rey off. Rey comes out. So Dom taunts him with the mask and says he'll give it to him if Rey hits him. Rey refuses, but he wants the mask. So Dom drops the mask and he walks off, and then he cheap shots Rey. So I like that. Really good shit here. Really good stuff. Moving on. So Sami Zayn is in a Twitter video from earlier on in the day. He talked about the Bloodline and how Solo, while walking through a concert, a fan. So there's a bunch of fans around him and everything else. So Sami goes on about sending a message to the Bloodline tonight and how he won't stop until the Bloodline goes down. And so everyone continues to chant Sami. So that was pretty cool. Moving on. So Drew McIntyre, he enters into the ring. So McIntyre says it's about a month out into WrestleMania. He still doesn't have a match yet. And so he wants a shot at Gunther. So this pisses Sheamus off. Sheamus is extremely pissed. So Sheamus is irate. Sheamus asked Drew, what's he doing? Drew says this isn't personal. Sheamus goes on about how Drew knows how much the IC title would mean to him. He's never won it. Drew tells Sheamus to calm down, but Sheamus is completely furious. And now he's in Drew's face in the middle of the ring. Sheamus says Drew knows he wanted Gunther at WrestleMania, but now he's out here calling him out for it. Sheamus thought Drew was his brother, but he's not. He's just a backstabbing bastard. Drew says, okay, if they're telling the truth sometimes hurts. Sheamus had his chance, and he lost twice. So LA Knight comes out. LA says, if you're talking about the Intercontinental title, you've got to be talking about LA Knight. Yeah, he says, Sheamus and Drew have been handed every opportunity, but they failed. LA Knight says you can't give an LA WrestleMania without LA Knight. So LA Knight enters the ring. He's interrupted by the New Day. Oh my God. So, the New Day, they wanted to apologize on behalf of LA because he came out here to whine about WrestleMania for the past few weeks. They said this is sad. Kofi says LA wants a WrestleMania match, but as of late, he can't even win a match on Smackdown. So they laugh at LA Knight. Then we hear Karrion Kross's music, and then basically it's a distraction. So Sheamus takes out LA first. Then Drew stares down Sheamus. They have a couple words back and forth. Then Drew leaps over the top rope, taking out LA Knight and the New Day. And then Kross, he attacks Sheamus and sends him shoulder first into the ring post. And then Kross does the TikTok the TikTok motion. So that was really cool. This sets up a Fatal 5-Way for next week. I'm not really excited about that. It is what it is. You know how everybody wants to get on the card. Moving on. So, there was a brawl that happened earlier on backstage between Tegan Nox and Ronda Rousey. So there was a brawl between Nox and Rousey, and they were separated by Adam Pearce, which set up the match. So it was Shayna Baszler versus Tegan Nox. Baszler wins via the armbar. Who really cares? This is so damn stupid. Moving on. So Kayla Braxton, she's backstage with Imperium. So Gunther says it's an absolute disgrace that a man like him has been kept waiting by so-called leadership Adam Pearce with just 1 month out, and he still hasn't identified the man to challenge Gunther at WrestleMania. Kayla asks Gunther if he's concerned based on what happened earlier tonight. Gunther says the only thing that he's concerned about is not having a worthy opponent at WrestleMania to do battle for this title, for this prestigious sport, and for the legacy of the ring general at the greatest stage of them all. This is great. Loved it. Next, Bobby Lashley. He's here. So we then see a recap of what happened on Monday Night Raw. What happened on Raw. And so Lashley says for the past 2 weeks, Bray has been telling him to run, but he runs from no one. And when that didn't work, Bray started playing little kid games like Muscle Man, which he thought was comical, but just looked at a sign of weakness. Lashley says where he's from, you go to talk someone in their face when you have problems. But since Bray isn't man enough, he decided to come to Bray's show to see him. Lashley says if Bray is man enough, he's here, so come out and see him. So the lights hit. Wyatt's entrance starts up is Uncle Howdy. So Uncle Howdy attacks Lashley from behind. Lashley then hits a spine buster. He attempts to do the spear, but then the lights go off again, and then Uncle Howdy is gone. So it looks pretty okay. I'm kind of excited for the Lashley-Bray feud. It's interesting to me to an extent. I know people are like, well, why don't we just get Lashley and why don't we just get Lashley and Lesnar? We'll get that, but they'll probably be at SummerSlam. And Lesnar's not going to do any spooky shit with Bray Wyatt. That's not going to happen. So you can forget that. Lesnar was like, nah, we ain't doing the Bray Wyatt stuff. So Roman, Jimmy, and Paul Heyman, they're backstage. So Jimmy talked to Jay, but Jay said he needs more time. Reigns asked if Jay really said that. Jimmy says, no, he really said Reigns should leave him the hell alone. Reigns says he didn't understand how Jay could do this to Jimmy after everything Reigns has, after everything they've done for Jay, right? Roman says he's always been there for Jay, and he's had his back. But none of this started until Sami Zayn came around. Maybe that's where the greed comes from. Roman says they will fix this problem once and for all. He wants Jimmy to go out there with Solo in the main event and get rid of Sami. Reigns says if Jimmy gets rid of Sami, then Jay will come back home. Roman asks Jimmy if he can do that. Jimmy says he's got Reigns' back. Reigns tells him to do it for the bloodline, do it for the family. Jimmy nods and walks out. So Heyman leans over and tells Reigns that was wonderful, but Reigns shakes his head. Reigns thinks it's over and says, Jay's got 1 week. Do you understand, wise man? Then Paul says, yes, my tribal chief. Roman says, if Jay isn't back in the bloodline in 1 week, he's not going to blame Jay. He's going to blame Jimmy. Damn. Then the main event, Sami Zayn versus Solo Sikoa. Solo wins via the Samoan Spike. Post-match, Jimmy beats down Sami Zayn. And they set him up for the hip attack in the corner. Solo wants to do it, but Jimmy's like, nah, let me do it. And then that allows Sami to get away. Sami attempts to hit Jimmy with a steel chair, but Solo gets in the way. And Sami throws a chair at Solo. Solo swats the chair out the way. Sami dips out into the crowd and celebrates with the crowd. Roman's pissed off in the back, along with Heyman. And Jimmy is the same way. And that's how we end SmackDown. Really good stuff here. I'm loving what they're doing with the Bloodline and everything else. The Cody stuff was phenomenal. SmackDown tonight was decent. It was a solid show. We got a lot more story. Jay looks like he's still torn. And the interaction between Cody and Roman was tremendous. It was phenomenal. I loved it. We could have done without the Shayna Baszler, Tegan Nox stuff. We didn't need that. Who cares about what Ronda Rousey said about the whole Skittles comment? That's not important. But all in all, the show was decent. What did you guys think? So, please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for my videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.